Hi, this is Rachelle with Journal Life's Journey, and I have 4 masterboard collages here. I call them collages. A lot of people on YouTube call them masterboards. This one I just made last night. And these 3 I made quite some time ago, kind of as a craft with me type thing while I was watching Liz for a Day. I'll put a link to that channel in the description box below. So yeah, I've had these for a while. Now I kind of didn't really know what I was doing it, and I used the wrong type of glue stick with these at the time. So recently I went back over them with my own Mod Podge solution, and it seems like everything is stuck pretty well. So this is just a piece of cardstock. This was a scrap piece of cardstock that I did this one on, and this just a regular piece of cardstock. So what I'm gonna do is finally chop these up as far as these are concerned, and get this one chopped up into some journaling cards and some tags, because I need some things in my stash. I don't like having to make all of my pieces to add to my journals when I make the journal. I think that's why I never really get anything finished, because it takes so long to do that, to do things that way. And I'm thinking if I just build my stash of ready to go pieces, that it will be much faster. So on these, I don't think it's gonna really matter how I trim them down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dive in. I am using my rotary trimmer. I stopped using this because I said it didn't cut straight. I didn't like it. It was too much trouble. I'm gonna give it another shot. I do know that one reason I was having a problem is because the screw was coming out. There's a screw right here on this part. The screw was hanging out. So I got my little toolkit and put that back in place. I did a few test cuts just to see how it would go, and it seems okay. So I'm going to give it another shot. I'm going to actually cut these in 4ths, so I'll have like quarter-page sizes. Now this is not glued down. I'll deal with that later, because I may be doing some stitching with these as well, so I'm not gonna sweat that. Okay, so to cut this in half would be 5.5, and hopefully this cuts straight. Okay, and then 4.25. And I don't know, these may be kind of large for journaling cards, but I don't know. I feel like I need to use all of the space, because the end size will be 4.25 by 5.5. Oh, that piece is coming up too. Yeah, I need to stitch these. So they may be big, but I think they'll be okay in a full-size journal, and it's only 4 of those. So this one, I'm gonna do a little different. I'm gonna make this one, let's do tags for this one. And I could probably mix it up and do tags and journaling cards. But let's see. I'm gonna cut this down the center at 4.25. If I can get it lined up straight. And then with this, it's so hard to tell if it actually cut. Then let's do 3 inches and see what that's like. Do I need to trim this off? I need to trim this off. I kind of want that to be even. So since it's 11 long, so these need to be about 3.6. Ooh, that's going to turn into a journaling card. I don't want that. Well, I'm going to cut them at 3. So that maybe these will be journaling cards, and I'll make the other one tags. So we'll just have some small journaling cards. Make that one a little skinny tag or something. Okay. Let's see what I can do with this one. Let's do 2.5 inches and make those tags. And then I'll leave this as a journaling card. Okay. What do I want to do here? I'll do the 5.5 cut. Cut it in half. Then, how many tags could I get out of this? 2.5. So if I do these just short of 3 inches, I should be able to get about 3 of them out of here. So let's go for it. And they're almost the same size. Okay. This one I'm gonna chop up different. As you can see, I put some of my flowers on here too. I wanna keep her intact as much as possible. So let's see. Doesn't look like it's gonna be too hard to do. Let's see, I'm gonna trim it at 3.5 here. And then she's gonna end up being a journaling card. I'm gonna trim at 4. Okay, so we got 2 journaling cards, and these are pretty heavy because of the flowers being on there. And then I think I want the rest of these to be tags. Let's trim this in half. What do we got? It's a little over 8. So let's cut this at 4 1/8 to cut it in half. That's gonna give me some short tags. Where's the center? Okay, so the center is right in the middle of that black piece there. Just trim it there. What do I want to do? This is coming up. Have to glue that back down. Let's see if I can trim this into some tags. They won't be big tags. Say 2 1/4. Just do different sizes. Do this one too. It's kind of skinny, and then maybe leave this one as a journaling card. Let's do this one. Kind of want to leave this piece as a journaling card, so I'm just gonna do 2.5 inches. Ooh. And then two and a half inches and make this a journaling card. Okay. So that was pretty painless. I chopped them all up. So these are going to be tags. Let's make sure we got everything the right side up. Journaling card, tag, journaling card, tag, journaling card, tag, tag, tag. Oh, I forgot to cut this one. Tag, journaling card, tag, tag, tag. Journaling cards and journaling cards. So we got quite a bit here to work with. And let me trim this one down. I think I'm gonna make this one tags. Pretty big tags. And I can cut it this way. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tags. And let's see how many journaling cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 journaling cards. Okay, this is going to be like my favorite one. I love these graphics from Elegant Creations. All right, let's get to backing. I can use coffee or tea stained paper. I can use some digitals with a light pattern. It's pretty open as to what I can use. I can use some craft paper, which I have some that I would like to actually use. So let's get into that. So this is all the scraps that I have from working on my fall journal and just things that are fall. That's what I'm trying to organize my area, my craft lab a little better. So all of my scraps, I'm going to try and divide them up into categories. So this will be for fall. I have one for Halloween already. I actually have 2 for Halloween. But these are some of the things that I was using when I was working on the fall journal. I could actually use this to back something. Maybe. And this doesn't look fall. Some of this I'm going to pull out and just work on in another video, and it just kind of got stuck into this collection of fall items, and these I need to pull out to work on in another video because I'm going to use these as backings for tags. And this is just a scrap, but anyway, what this is a paper pad of craft paper. It was 40 sheets, 5.5 by 7.5 from the Miss Sparkle collection from Joanne. So I'm going to use several sheets of this as backing. It's a lightweight cardstock. So, and I think it makes a good backing. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put this back. Leave these things in here the way they were until I'm ready to work on them. But I will put these tags with the other tags that I have to finish. Okay, so basically I'm just going to put these on here, as many as I can in one go, and use these as a backing. for these tags. Let's put this one on here. So those 3 will be on that one. Is this tall enough? I think it is. Or should we turn it this way? Let's do what fits. Okay. So that goes there. And I don't think I'm gonna get all of these, but I do need to use the craft paper on this so that that doesn't show through. So I need one more sheet. And this paper has been in my stash for a while. That's why I was like, I should just go ahead and use it. Now the question is, am I gonna sew around all of this? I do not like the sewing. I mean, I like the way it looks. I just don't like to do it. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing these down. What do I want to use? So I'm going to use the Barely Arts glue to do the gluing. I would rather have something that I can just spread on. This makes the whole thing faster, but it's also a lot messier. So we'll stick with the fine tip Barely Arts glue. So that kind of fits perfectly. If I do decide to sew, these will be completely dry before I do. So I'm going all the way to the edge just in case I don't sew them. And let's see, I have my book that I am using to tear pages out of. I'm gonna place these under the book so that they can dry nice and flat. So this is how I'm doing it, and I'm gonna speed this up and I will catch you on the other side once I've glued all of the tags down. Then I'll decide what I'm going to glue the journaling cards to. Okay, so now I'm going to start on the journaling cards. I think this was a tag too. I'm going to start on the journaling cards. So to back them, I pulled out some of my tea coffee stained papers. These are misprint inserts. I like to use those sometimes. I kind of like to save the pink paper for pages. And now that I'm looking at these in the light, I'm not sure that they're the best choice. But I'm going to go ahead and lay out some of these on here. So this can go like so. I tend to try to avoid the text, but I think it's going to be on the other end. That was why this was a misprint, because it was upside down on each side. So okay, I'm going to do these like this, and I'm just going to go ahead and move things around, glue things down. I don't like using the squeeze bottle. I'm going to use some Mod Podge this time, and then I may switch to the Collage Podge once I run out of this Mod Podge. I did use the Collage Podge on the masterboard that I did last night, and it actually worked good. So I mean, it's not great, but it's just as good as Mod Podge. Just like, it just doesn't have that sticky feeling afterwards. But since I'm using the Mod Podge as a glue here, I'm not going to worry about the sticky feeling. So I'm just going to do like that and spread this out on the back. I prefer doing this. So yeah, my hands don't cramp up so much with them spreading it out like this. I do get glue on my desk though. Okay, so I'm gonna put my mat down just to kind of help protect my cutting mat from getting glue all over it. Okay, so I've cut out all the tags. I'm waiting on the journaling cards to dry. So I'm going to round the corners of some of the tags. I'm going to do the slanted tag corners for some of them. And I'm going to use some of these tabs that I've just cut out of random scrapbook paper or cardstock. I just have them all tossed into this little storage container. And I just have different styles in here as well, so I'll just play around with those. And this is a good way to use like scrapbook paper that you won't use for anything else, because you can cut everything out on that paper and you don't necessarily have to use that side. So I could use the white side here, ink it up, and put it on and use it as a tab or a pull for this tag. So I'm going to work on all of that and I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. These are the tags. I used walnut stain and vintage photo on them. I used tabs that I had already punched or cut on Cricut or Silhouette, whichever one I was using at the time, and I backed it with this craft cardstock. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna sew around them, but I do have room to sew around some of them. So this is what they look like, and I put eyelets like on the side of the tab so that I could put a bulb pin and maybe some type of charm on there. And then I left some without the eyelets on the tabs. So this is what we did. And I used, I don't know what this is called, this color is called, but I used some of the more vintage looking eyelets, and then the gold eyelets, I use those because I have so many of them and I want to get them used. So I used those. Then I also used my slot punch. So there's no hardware on a couple of these. Then again, more gold. And I think they came out really nice. And actually the masterboard that I made last night, those tags feel thicker than the others. So it may be because I layered a lot of things on that book page. I don't know, but it would seem like these would be the thinner ones, but they're not. So this is another slotted one, and then this is another one with the gold. I rounded some corners. I left, I think, at least one of them with the squared corners, and I angled some corners. So I have a variety of tags that I can use. These look more springy, summery over here. These look a little more vintage, have more of a vintage feel, less colorful. So I have a variety. I think I'm good to go with these. So that's it for this video. I will come back and work on the journaling cards in another video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Bye.